Atlas, Density's platform to get you the most information from your sensors. Here you can get a quick overview of how people use your spaces and dive into rich insights. Let's get started by adjusting your report settings. Target Utilization is located in the top left corner of the screen. Utilization can be adjusted to show either a percentage of the set capacity or the number of people. Under the floor plan, you'll see the time used sliders. Time used shows the percentage of time in use. You'll see 3 color options in each, and sliders to set the thresholds for what you consider an underperforming space and an overused space. So in this example, let's say that a floor is underused when only 25% of the capacity is met, and the floor breaks down around 85% full. Our spaces are considered underutilized if they are only used 15% of the day, and overused when booked for 90. Next, we can change our operating hours. The bar chart above the sliders show when people are actually on the floor. So while our business hours may be 9 to 5, you can see people are coming in around 8 and staying until 6. Adjusting the slider will change the hours the rest of the platform reports on. You can use this to compare how spaces are used during the entire day or at peak times. None of the settings we've played with so far are locked in once you set them. You can keep playing with the sliders to see what happens as you adjust heavy and light usage. If heavy usage goes from 85% to 75%, how does that impact how many days are heavily used during that month? What spaces are booked if people start to complain no meeting rooms are available around 60%? In the top right column, you'll see 2 informational boxes. The first, Space Selection, is where you can set up things like your capacity, cost, types, and labels. We show how to do this in our help article, Setting Up Atlas. The box below shows your current report settings, including the date range, hour range, and data intervals currently being reported on. The calendar section is more than just a date selector. This is both a flexible way to filter your data and allows you to quickly see trends as the colors reflect utilization. Here are a few ways to use the calendar. Looking at the last 3 months, you can see that Fridays are always pretty empty, as shown by the red utilization color. So if you want to see how your spaces perform when people are actually coming into the office, you can click the F to remove all Fridays from your reporting. May had a dramatic increase in days that people came into the office. So to only look at May in your reporting, you can hold down the Shift key to select the date range, or click on May to filter the entire month. You'll see one Monday is red, which was a company holiday, and we don't want that data impacting our reporting. Hold down Command on a Mac or Control on a PC to remove that day. Now let's get into our dedicated reporting sections. Floor occupancy shows the highest number of people in the office each day, and color codes the bars according to your target utilization. Moving your mouse along the chart shows the average and peak number of people in your space for each week. You can scroll all the way back to your original installation date. You'll also see the calendar selection change as you select a week. Rather than show utilization by day, you'll get the count in 15-minute increments. Above your floor plan, you'll see types and labels. Click on your types and labels to adjust the reporting to only show the spaces grouped by these tags. You'll see this reflected in the coloring, with the spaces showing the time used coloring and the rest grayed out. As you look at your floor plan, you'll see that the spaces are color-coded using the time use scale. This gives you a quick glance at how often things are booked during your time range. You can select a single space to see more information. The calendar will again change to show the time use coloring to see the usage trends by day. The charts on the far right will change to show the time used and daily peaks by day. Looking at the charts for the entire floor, you'll see different reporting based on your space types. If you have the type meeting room set on the floor, you'll see the meeting room occupancy report. Each bar on this chart shows a different capacity, and the max capacity is shown in light blue. The dark blue shows the average number of people in meeting rooms of that size, and the dotted line shows the peak. Hover over the column to highlight the relevant meeting rooms in teal on your floor plan. You'll then see meeting room usage, which shows the duration of daily use for all your meeting rooms through a graph and dots. Hover over the graph, dots, or legend to highlight the most relevant meeting rooms in teal on your floor plan. You'll also see quick insights about how often there were no meeting rooms available to book and how long the meeting rooms had people in them. Finally, if you have desks on the floor, you'll see the desk usage report, where the duration of use is shown through a graph and dots. This chart also shows how many desks were in use during peak times. Hover over the graph, dots, or legend to highlight the relevant meeting rooms in teal on your floor plan. For now, you'll get this additional reporting by setting spaces as desks and meeting rooms. If you have a floor that you don't consider having meeting rooms, but does have a lot of collaboration spaces, you may want to change the type to meeting rooms to get better reporting. To get more visibility into how your users are using the space, you can turn on heat maps. First, select a single week in the occupancy chart. You can now toggle on heat maps and explore hour by hour how people move in the space. Finally, you can add notes about specific trends you notice in your data. Open the observation panel and add comments about the view you have selected. You can copy the link and share with your team the exact view you're describing. We recommend adding things like events like board meetings and team all hands, trends you see with meeting room usage, or return to office dates. Now that you've had a quick overview of Atlas, it's time to explore your platform. If you need more insights in how to use this data, check out our Help Center at support.density.io for the latest guides.